Ryan Gosling plays Dean, a youthful high school dropout who works for a Brooklyn moving company. Cindy, Michelle Williams, a pre-med student, lives in Pennsylvania with her parents, who are always at odds, and takes care of her grandma. While Dean is delivering furniture to a nursing facility in Pennsylvania, he encounters Cindy, who is there to visit her grandma. This is how Cindy and Dean first meet. He gives her his work number and makes aggressive moves at first, but she never calls. Nevertheless, they end up running into each other again on a bus and start dating. Cindy finds out she is expecting and informs Dean that since her ex-boyfriend Bobby, played by Mike Vogel, didn't wear protective gear, the baby is probably not his. Cindy is asked by Dean if she wants to retain the child. After Cindy abruptly cancels the operation at an abortion clinic, Dean tells her on the bus trip home that he wants to start a family with her and that he doesn't mind if the child is not his. Bobby learns about Dean prior to the wedding and assaults him. Soon after, before a justice of peace, Cindy and Dean tie the knot. 5 years later, the couple and their daughter Frankie, played by Faith Ladica, reside in rural Pennsylvania. Cindy works as a nurse in a clinic, and Dean paints houses. Despite Cindy's objections, Dean insists on taking her out for a romantic trip to a motel one evening so they can take a break from their busy life. Cindy runs into Bobby at a liquor store while purchasing wine, and he asks her whether she has ever cheated on her spouse. After some hesitation, she declines. When Cindy brings up seeing Bobby again in the car, she and Dean argue. They still fight during sex in the motel. Cindy dismisses Dean's desire to have another child with her. Cindy then tries to stop Dean from having sex with her, but when he protests, she removes her underwear and allows him to have sex with her without protest. Cindy writes a letter for Dean before being summoned away early in the morning to work at the clinic. Dr. Feinberg, Ben Schenkman, Cindy's supervisor at the clinic, asks her if she would move closer to work so they can spend more time together on the weekends and discusses a job he has offered her. In the meantime, Dean is seen driving around smoking and drinking while working as a house painter. Cindy discovers Megan dead by the side of the road while she is traveling to an event at Frankie's school. She gets to the function late. When she tells Dean what she discovered, he accuses her of leaving the gate open, and she sobs in private. Dean is already there. Dean sobs when they reach home, and Cindy consoles him. Later, Dean pushes on a vacation to a motel 2 hours away despite Cindy's hesitation because she will be on call for work the next day. They deliver Frankie to Cindy's father. When Cindy questions why Dean doesn't come inside the house, he responds that he can't smoke next to Cindy's father's oxygen tank. Dean continually tries to woo Cindy in the shower, but she rejects him. Cindy and Dean continue to consume alcohol. While they are intoxicated, she questions Dean because she is overwhelmed by his approaches and disappointed by his lack of ambition, which causes her to have another explosive outburst. Cindy gives in to Dean's persistent advances, but she is let down when he asks if she would like to have another child with him. She shuts the door between them after their dispute erupts once more, leaving him outside the bedroom. Cindy is called in for work at 6 a.m., with a 9 a.m. start time. After leaving a note for Dean, Cindy is clearly offended when Dr. Feinberg suggests that she relocate into an apartment close to the new clinic rather than uprooting her family. He casually suggests that they may keep each other company if Cindy is lonely. When Dean wakes up in the motel, he discovers the note and arrives at the clinic intoxicated. As the clinic receptionist tries to step in, Dean pushes his way in and follows Cindy from room to room while screaming at her. They are engaged in a furious dispute. When Dr. Feinberg tries to step in after hearing the chaos, Dean attacks him. Then Dr. Feinberg dismisses Cindy, ejects them both, and threatens to call the police on Dean. They try to find his wedding band, but Dean throws it away when Cindy requests a divorce as they are leaving. Back at her parents' house, Dean begs with a sobbing Cindy to give Frankie's marriage another shot. Cindy claims she can't handle Frankie's conduct and doesn't want him to grow up with parents who hate each other as much as she did. Cindy apologizes to Dean after he reminds her of their wedding vows. Frankie can be seen chasing after Dean as he leaves the house. Frankie begs Dean to stay, but he urges him to return to her mother. In an effort to get Frankie to return to Cindy, Dean challenges her to a race. He then walks away as Cindy picks up an irate Frankie, who sobs, "I love him."
And with that, the movie ends. We hope you enjoyed our video. Watch the next recaps on the screen, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing recaps. See you in the next one.